We owe it to those who died this week and to their families to be clear, to be truthful about the nature of this conflict. We owe it to those 14. We owe it to their families. We owe it to the servicemen and women in uniform who today are abroad fighting right now to defend our freedoms, some of whom will come home in caskets. And we owe it to the families of those who have not yet died, but who will in the next jihadi attack on our homeland. For it is coming. All adults know that the next attack is coming. You don't need to see the classified briefings that some of us see to know that the future is dangerous. The San Bernardino 14 will not be the last Americans to bleed and die in our homeland because we are a free society. And so we should tell the truth about the enemy we face. We should tell the truth about them, and we should dig down deep to be honest not only about them, but about who we are. We should now reaffirm our core values that unite us as a people. We are not at war with terrorism, which is just a tactic. We are not at war with some empty sociological label called radicalism or extremism, as if it has no connection to belief or ideology. We are not just at war with ISIS, though we're obviously at war with ISIS, but there will be another group that will raise the black flag of death long after ISIS has been routed out of Iraq and Syria. This is not about workplace violence. This is not about global warming or gun shows. This is not about income inequality. This is not about some kid from a broken home somewhere in the Middle East, as tragic as broken homes are, both at home and abroad. Again, against this whole load of hand-wringing mush, we need to remember that this attack, and we need to know that the next attack, are not because of anything we have done wrong. This is about who we are. This is about the nature of freedom. So who are we? We are a people, 320 million of us, who unite around the Constitution, who unite around a First Amendment that guarantees the freedom of speech, the freedom of religion, the freedom of the press, and the freedom of assembly to all Americans of every creed and every tradition. I am a Christian. I am not a Muslim. But I am also in this life an American. And I have taken an oath of office to the Constitution, and so as an American, I stand and defend the rights of American Muslims to freely worship, even though we differ about important theological matters. In America, we are free to believe different things and to argue about those beliefs. It matters what you think about the nature of God, about revelation, about salvation. It matters what you think about heaven and hell. In fact, it matters so much. We think these things are so important that you couldn't possibly solve any of them by violence. America is about the right to argue about our differences with our neighbors, but to make those arguments free from violence. We in this land, under the constitutional creed, come together as a community of Americans to unite around core American values: freedom of religion, speech, press, and assembly. So now, it is emphatically and indisputably clear that we are not at war with all Muslims. Let us tell the truth that we most certainly are at war with militant Islam. We are at war with violent Islam. We are at war with jihadi Islam. We are at war with those who believe in killing in the name of religion.